day 11 of Tour of America's Dairyland. This is the final day of the series. It's really hot, and I was told that this is a really hard day. So going into it, I knew that likely a lot of people were going to be getting pulled, things were going to be stringing apart, and yeah, I was excited for that. I think that suits me. I prefer that over a really big bunch at the end. So I was really tired and it was hot, but I was excited. We get started here. You can see there are some bricks at the first section of the course going into this right-hander. And after this, we shoot through to the second turn of the course is another right-hander that leads into the climb on the course, a little kicker. It was maybe 10-15 seconds long. You can see Skylar Schneider on the left there in the purple kit just shooting past the field, making it look easy. We drop in to this little descent that leads into a slightly off camber left-hand turn. And this turn would be really important throughout the race, especially later on, as we'll see. So I'm just sitting in. I'm not in super great position at the start, but I was kind of relying on the fact that it was going to be hard and I would be able to pass people as the race went on and get into good position. Pretty open right-hander right there, going through a straightaway. We got another right-hander coming up. I'm probably in the back quarter of the field, and this is the straightaway that leads into the final corner of the course, which was a pretty fun, sharp right-hander, which we can see right here. So the group hits that. I'm taking it on the outside, just kind of feeling things out. And then we're back on the finishing straight here. It's a pretty long finishing straight, and I was told going into the race by my teammate Will that you could pass people on the finish. It was a good spot to try and do that. So I move up a little bit here, but we're just feeling things out, trying to get further up. We're 24 minutes into the race now. I've been kind of just chilling in the pack. Something my team manager John had told me was to just go for the preems today. They were giving out a lot of money throughout the series, a ton of preems, and he was like, don't worry about the finishing result, which we'd all been finishing 20th plus, so he was kind of encouraging us to just go for the money. Well, they called, I think, a $50 preem on this lap, and I decided, you know what, let's go for it. So I slide up. I'm in the gutter here, moving up. This is the last corner up here going into the finishing straight. I send it. I don't take a good line here. I don't know if you can tell, but I think I had to hit the brakes a little bit. Not the best, but I'm still going for it. I think I looked back over my left shoulder to see if I had a gap, and I think I did, or I thought I had a gap on the field, but as you can see on the right, this girl shoots past me, more people shoot past me. I don't get any money, but I went for it, so that was fun. I tried. I went for several $50 preems throughout the series. I felt like those were a little bit more up for grabs because you didn't have the big hitters going for the $50 preems as much. I don't think I went for anything over $50, but I'm going to sit back in the pack now. I moved back quite a bit. I went pretty hard there, so I'm kind of tired, but we're just chilling. We still got, I don't know, 45 minutes of racing, maybe more, 50 minutes. We're 30 minutes in. It definitely feels like things are starting to splinter, and it feels like people are falling off the back. And so I kind of realized that I need to be carrying my momentum forward, sticking with this group. So I'm passing a couple people. It felt important to come into this turn into the climb with some speed, which is what I'm trying to do here. And yeah, people are definitely getting a little frantic, I think, to keep things together. And so people are sending it pretty hard down this descent into this left-hander. And unfortunately, someone must have overcooked it because we got pile up here at the base, which you don't see until you are hitting it. So I brake, but there's not much you can do. So I'm in this pile up, landed on people who crashed before me. People were continuing to come down the corner after. And you just kind of wonder, like, can someone tell them to not come down this corner? But anyway, big pile up. I felt okay. I did land on somebody in their bike, so fortunately for me, I did not have any road rash, but I hit my shoulder pretty hard, and I'm pretty sensitive with the shoulder stuff because I've had some surgeries in the past, but this was on my good shoulder. But so yeah, I'm just kind of feeling it out, but I think it was just a pretty good bruise. But yeah, I think my teammate Izzy is right there. I know my other teammate Sierra was also in the crash. She was a few people in front of me going into the corner, so we all got held up in it, beat up a little bit. Our other teammate Caleb was watching the race, sipping his smoothie. He had a nice front row view of it all, so he's guiding us over to the neutral support. We got a lot of adrenaline, so it was good to have someone kind of shepherding us over there. He hands me his smoothie and tells me to drink it, which I didn't want a smoothie, so I'm like, I'm just gonna set this down. Anyway, we are rolling over there. So you can see the GoPro got knocked quite a bit, but it gets better. The view gets fixed at some point. I'm not sure how that happened, but anyway, I'm asking Caleb to check out my bike, and he's kind of checking out the shifting, and the bike seems to be working fine to him. So we roll to neutral. There were a lot of people in the crash. They neutralized the race. So I don't think anyone at neutral checked out my bike on this trip that we made. So I get back in the race, and they kick things off pretty quickly. And yeah, we get back in the race, and then pretty much immediately I noticed that my shifting isn't working. I think maybe my derailleur went into like the crash mode. So I actually take another trip to neutral. I take another free lap shortly after the race gets going again, and they fix that for me, and I get back in the race for real. What I didn't realize at the time was I actually had a crack in the front fork, so no one noticed. Otherwise, I would not have kept using that bike. But I did really want to finish this race because I was sitting third in the Cat 2 Omnium, and I thought it would be cool to podium. Yeah, so I wanted to finish. I didn't want to DNF. I didn't have a ton of points in front of the fourth place person, so I kind of felt like I needed to, well, I really wanted to finish this race. So for better or for worse, I get back into the race, and yeah, I'm pretty beat up. Kind of just want it to be over, but nevertheless, we crack on. Alright, we've got only a few laps left at this point. Back in the race, riding on a cracked front fork. I had no idea. This is that descent into that corner where people crashed. So people were taking it pretty slow. I tried to move up a little bit, but the field size has reduced quite a bit. I didn't know it at the time, but I think 2 or 3, maybe all of my teammates had either had to withdraw or got pulled Unfortunately, Sierra got knocked up a bit in the crash, and Izzy had a flat. So, yeah, the field size, a lot of people are out. I'm sure the crash didn't help with that. So, I'm just trying to hang in here, keep a good position. With these last few laps, I think this was an $800 premium, maybe they're about to call it, but things were fast. There were a couple flyers that were sent, maybe with 2 laps to go. Automatic sent someone, and it was very close. I think she stayed away and got nipped on the line. So yeah, very fast last few laps. I'm just hanging in here. I can't really get out of the saddle because my shoulder hurts when I do that, and I'm a little freaked with the shoulder, so I'm just kind of keeping it safe and, not getting out of the saddle. So anyway, I'm trying to hold my position. Things are fast, and we've only got a few laps to go. Unfortunately, the GoPro died with maybe 2 laps to go, so we don't get to see the finish, but I ended up 12th. The final turn into the finish, I was on the outside line, and I think a couple people slid in on the inside, which was smart. I should have done that, but I rode it out pretty much in the position that I went into that corner, which was 12th. So I'd been finishing about 20th throughout the series. I got 1 top 10, so 12th was pretty good for me. I was pretty happy with that. Had a ton of fun. I should say Barleas Mejias Garcia for Team 20, Blue Ridge 2028, ended up winning the sprint and barely edged out Grace Arlenson from Automatic, who sent a flyer. But yes, kudos to Blue Ridge 2028. Ended up 3rd in the Cat 2 Omnium, which I was excited about. It was fun to get on the podium. So had a great time. Had a good time with the team, and yeah, pretty tired. Glad it's over. Looking forward to next year. So thanks for watching.